Good morning everybody, it's Natalie and welcome back to my bookstore. Today I have a book that literally had me squirming from start to finish. It was intense. As some of you may or may not know by now, I am a huge murder mystery fan, or like just a mystery fan, and before I go any further, let me just tell you what the name of this book is, even though if you saw the thumbnail, you already know. This book is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and it is by Holly Jackson. So that is super cool. This book literally had me interested from the time I picked it up at Barnes & Noble to the time I finished it, and But yeah, we'll read the description first, we'll go into my review, and then we'll talk about spoilers as always. No worries, you will be alerted. This is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend Sal Sine, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first, it's just to cast doubt on the original investigation. But soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent. And the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life may be in danger. So I mean, what else is there to say, right? Other than how much I absolutely love this idea, I must say it was pretty perfectly executed. I love the fact that it's all about Pip, this school-centric girl who is working super hard to get this life that she totally has deserved. And the mere act of her choosing to do her capstone project on this cold case from her town completely changes the directory of her life. Like seriously, I mean, kinda, but like seriously. All she wants to do is find out what happened to these two teenagers, and it is a whole rabbit hole, and I'm sure she never expected it to go as far as she did. I did because, it's a pretty thick book. I mean, at one point, she straight up breaks into someone's house. Like, this is not the character you know in the beginning. Other than the main character, Pip, who's a great complex character, there's also Ravi, who is the alleged murderer's brother. And man, is he just such a sweetheart. So sweet, and all he wants to do is help the investigation, and there are points when Pip is like, yeah, and then there are points where Pip is like, actually, you have to sit this one out, for sure, don't even leave the couch today. But you can just tell that it means a lot to him that Pip even wants to try and say that his brother is innocent, because he's been waiting for that news. He's been thinking that the whole time, and he just wants to hear it out of someone else's mouth, and it's so sweet. And honestly, some of the characters have more depth than I've seen in a while out of some of the books I've read. I mean, I'm a pretty new reader. I think on my bookshelf there's like 7 books I've read so far. I think it's a pretty great book, and we'll get into that. And the plot twists as we learn more and more suspects and more about the suspects, I was impressed. But in no way did I think it needed a sequel. I mean, I'm sure they're great, but like, I don't know what she's gonna go for, and quite honestly, I don't think I'm going to find out. I think it's cool, you know, make your money. I don't think this one needed a sequel, and I probably won't be reading them unless I get real bored, but I like this book a lot. Now, I'm moving into spoilers real quick, so here's the alarm. Here's the timestamp wherever I may have put it. This is your sign to go ahead, get out of here before we talk about some stuff that you might not want to hear. Okay, spoiler time. So the biggest spoiler out the way, the killer is psych. I wouldn't tell you that because honestly, this book, you need to read it. I'm not going to tell you who the killer is as a spoiler because that ruins the whole book, the entire book, and I'm not going to do that to you. You can look it up if you're really curious, but you won't find it here. And even if you don't feel like reading it, you can listen to an audiobook of it, which is what I did half of it. It's just so good, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you who the killer is. Although I am going to say that there are some spoilers in this section. For instance, there are like 2 killers? Isn't that crazy that there's 2 of them? What? I mean, right when you think the book is over, it hits you with more discoveries. It's incredible. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I like it. And it waits till pretty close to the end to wrap things up. I mean, it was a good chunk into the book that we still knew pretty much nothing. And finally, just towards the end, it goes, bam! Now you know. Bam! Here's another one. And alright, alright. Also, Ravi and Pip. Pretty sure they're going to be a couple in the sequels. I mean, they're pretty close as friends right now, but like, I just know one of them has a crush on the other. I don't know which one it is, but one of them does. God damn it, one of them! I would tell you guys so much more, I really would. I would love to just have a discussion about this, but like, I don't want to spoil the book for anyone. I mean, there are spoilers, obviously, but like, I'm not gonna go that into depth because it's a good book! That being said, that was like the shortest spoilers ever. I really can't recommend this book enough. I think it's just such a great read and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it, especially if you really like young adult or if you really like murder mystery. This is just... Now, I didn't do a whole lot of research onto this author. Usually I would, but I was pretty short on time while writing the script for this one. So I don't have much to say about her. Maybe if I read something else by her, I'll go more into depth on it and I'll link that when I do. But for now, I think I did a rating system last time. If not, this is gonna be the first time I'm doing this. I'm gonna rate this book for the first real book I've read in 2023. And honestly, I'm gonna give this book an 8 out of 10 just because it does itself. It does what it does so well. The characters are so complex. Everything is so greatly written. I don't know if that was the right way to say that. I'm not the writer here. I think that everything adds up. Everything is left just how it needs to be. And the mystery is solved at the end. You know, what else can you ask for with a murder mystery? But yeah guys, I'm pretty convinced you'll like it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a little bit of support. It's always appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for another video. Goodbye!